Welcome back to another transformational episode of Profit Made Simple. My name is Dan Henderson, and each and every week I share strategies so your business can help you accomplish three major outcomes. Number one is more profit, number two is increased impact, and number three is more freedom. And in today's episode, I will be covering a vital function, the lifeblood of many successful businesses, and that is sales. Now, sales is a skill that eludes so many. And if you don't master sales, then you are sabotaging your success. And I'm going to be sharing the 10 biggest mistakes that business owners are making right now with their sales systems. More importantly though, I'm going to be sharing strategies, frameworks, and tactics to overcome these mistakes so you can attract and convert more paying clients into your business, and this will transform not only your business but also your life. But before we delve into these 10 mistakes and how to remedy them, I need you to do two things. Number one, hit the like button. Number two, smash the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's dive into Sales Mastery 101, overcoming common sales mistakes. The first mistake that is absolutely crippling your sales success is that you are waiting way too long to follow up your prospects and leads. Studies have shown that if you call your prospect within the first 5 minutes of their inquiry, you are 21 times more effective with that conversion. 21 times from merely calling them earlier. So you need to set up the systems so if leads come through your Facebook or social media, they come through your website, you are notified straight away, and immediately you are picking up that phone and you are maximizing your chances of success. The second major mistake that you are making within your sales process is that you're just really unclear on what you're selling. You've got all these different services and products and offers, all these different ways of how you can convert your clients, and you end up confusing yourself, but more importantly, you end up confusing your prospect. So there's two parts to this. Number one, craft your offer. Really simplify it and have 1 to 2 very clear, compelling, irresistible offers that you're positioning in front of your prospect. Number two, have a very clear conversion system. It can be over the phone, it can be face-to-face, it can be online, but just be clear about what that is. So now we have a very simple yet powerful offer that we convert one way. This is going to maximize and skyrocket your sales conversions and your success. The third biggest mistake that I see business owners making when it comes to their sales processes is that they are too dependent on automation. Now, I love automation. Automation makes our lives easier. It's powerful. It's like the employee that never sleeps. However, what I have seen emerge is a laziness, a dependence on the automation as opposed to going that extra step yourself. Automation should support the personalized follow-up. You still need to pick up the phone. You still need to film that personal video or that personal voice memo. They should be working in combination with one another. One shouldn't be at the expense of the other. So use automation, but use automation in addition to your personalized follow-up, and you will maximize your success. So many people tell me that they want more clients, that they want more revenue, that they want more income. I then ask them to get out their diary, usually on their phone, and I say, does your calendar reflect your desire for more clients and a bigger business? 10 times out of 10, they say no. You see, sales is the lifeblood of your business. It's the number one thing you can do to grow your business, yet you aren't prioritizing it. So each and every day, you need to design your calendar to have 2 sales blocks. Ideally, one in the first half of the day and one in the second half of the day. If you don't have the leads, then you're prospecting in these periods. This will maximize your chances of pickups And this will be one of the quickest and most efficient ways that you can grow your business. So design your week with 2 sales blocks each and every day. And if you really want to accelerate your business, then I highly recommend you have a sales block on both Saturday and Sunday mornings. More people will pick up, which will mean more consults, which will mean more sales, which will mean more growth. We are covering the 10 biggest mistakes in Sales Mastery 101, your guide to overcoming common mistakes. And the 5th one is a big one, and that is that you're not utilizing a script right now. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I had a colleague, he was employed to do sales. Now, we gave him a script, but he loved to go off script. And quite often, he'd take a call and he'd walk out of the office and he wouldn't come back for 45, 50 minutes, sometimes even after an hour. And I'd say, hey, how'd you go? You must have done well. You've been gone for the best part of the last hour. He said, yep, had a wonderful conversation, Dan. Really, really strong. And I'm like, well, did you get the sale? And he's like, no, I didn't. You see, what he was doing is he was going off script. A script creates a journey for the conversation itself. And at the end of that journey should be a definitive conclusion. Are they going to buy or not? Now, if you don't have a script, you end up just talking in and around it. And this is what my colleague was doing. He was developing great rapport, but great rapport doesn't sell. He wasn't uncovering need. He wasn't talking about cost of inaction. He wasn't overcoming objections. He wasn't presenting the solution in a compelling manner. And as a result, he was wasting time. You need to have a script. Now, it doesn't mean you need to read every word directly from that script. The script should be a guide. And we have some great systems in and around the scripts, and this will be for future videos. But you really need to have those key components of the sales conversation clearly outlined, and you follow that accordingly. Your introduction, your pre-frame, your situational analysis, your cost of inaction, your future projection, your presentation of the solution, your close. If your sales script doesn't have those vital stages and you're trying to wing it, then don't expect amazing results. So develop a script, iterate and refine it over a period of time. But it's critical that every conversation has a script that is being followed. The 6th and one of the most significant mistakes that we see in sales is that you're simply just not following up enough. You are giving up. You might call the client once, text them once, email them once, and then say, well, they're not interested. I don't want to annoy them. I don't want to bug them. I don't want to spam them. And all this is a story that you're telling yourself because you want to let yourself off the hook. Well, research and data contradicts this. What it says is that 80%, 4 out of every 5 sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact. So if you're not following up relentlessly via different mediums, text, email, social media DMs, phone calls, videos, voice memos, then you are leaving money on the table. If you simply followed up more, you would be that more effective in your sales conversations, and the results would be incredible. We are up to mistake number 7 in our Sales Mastery 101, a comprehensive guide to overcoming mistakes. And this one is all too common. It is not objection handling. And so every time a prospect presents an objection, you just accept it. You don't ask any questions, you don't try to resolve it because you're too shy, scared, or you lack the skills in how to do so. So I'm going to teach you a framework that is very simple. It was taught to me by a guy called Joe Marcoux. Now, when someone gives you an objection, the first thing you just do is acknowledge it. All right, so they might say, I'm not sure if I have the budget for this. So you acknowledge that. Look, I completely understand that you need to be confident that you've got the budget to move forward. And then the second part of this is you ask a question. Do you mind me asking, what is your budget to improve your health and fitness? if we were selling a gym membership. This way, you can at least have a conversation. You can at least get to the root cause of the objection itself. Something that has become way too prevalent in today's world is ghosting. This is essentially where your prospect has agreed to attend a consult or a call or a tour or an appointment, and they fail to do so. And this is because you don't have an anti-ghosting protocol. And there's 6 steps to this. Number 1, in the sales conversation itself, you need to actually uncover emotion. If you don't, then the likelihood of them ghosting is that much greater. Number 2 is you need to have lots of automated follow-up. Number 3, you need to have some personal follow-up. Now, one of the greatest things that I did in my business was I would do a personal video after the prospect agreed to an appointment. So I'd introduce myself, show my personality, and this dramatically decrease our no-shows. Number 4 is you want to book the follow-up consult or tour or face-to-face meeting within a 48-hour period. The longer you leave it, the more likely they are not to attend. Number 5, you want to send a calendar invite, because the likelihood of them attending is that much greater if they agree and you see that green tick on their calendar. And number 6 is this great affirmation question. So once you get an agreement, for example, you might be doing a phone call and you book them in for a face-to-face consult. You then need to get an affirmation. So again, I'm selling a health and fitness service. At the end of the phone call, where they've agreed to come into my facility for a tour, I will say something like this. Hey John, I've got one last question. Do you mind if I ask you it? And they'll say, of course. Why was it important that you made a definitive decision today to improve your health and fitness? And they'll tell me why. So you can substitute whatever you want in there so it's appropriate for your product, your service, but this affirmation question is oh so powerful. So there you have our ghosting protocol, 6 steps that will ensure more of those prospects turn up so you can optimize your conversions. We're up to our second last mistake in Sales Mastery 101, a comprehensive guide to overcoming common sales mistakes. And this one is a big one. It is not tracking your numbers. You see, you can't improve what you don't measure. And there's lots of different stages within the sales process, but you can't identify which stage needs to be improved first and foremost. It's very important that we optimize the right constraint, and only data tells us which one that may be. So right now, how many dials are you making? How many conversations are you having? How many of those conversations are actually turning into appointments? How many appointments are you conducting, and what are the outcomes of those appointments? Start there and you'll get great insight into which area of the sales process needs to be optimized and improved. And our final mistake in Sales Mastery 101 is that you are not cross-training your team members. So if you have a business where you have other team members, you need to ensure they know how to sell. So then the business is not too dependent on you. Because I want you to take holidays. I want you to do things that you love doing outside of your business. But if you're the only one that knows how to sell, then sales will just cease every time you're out of the business itself. So you need to cross-train your team, do sales role plays, record calls, do regular professional development so they know how to sell just as well as you. Sales is one of the best skills you can master if you want more success in your business and life. And today I covered the 10 biggest mistakes that I am seeing in the world of sales today. But more importantly, I shared with you practical and tangible solutions so you can resolve each and every one of those. I'd love to continue the discussion. Which mistake are you currently making? Put it in the comments. And how are you going to amend it? Now I want to leave you with this. You have the power to shape your own destiny. Embrace the strategies that I shared with you today and watch your profits soar.